we will have Adrian M. White, the CEO and a creative consultant of AMW Marketing and Design. Miss White?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. This has been a wonderful discussion tonight, and I'm, just blessed to be a part of it. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our first question is, should you build a personal brand versus a business brand to start?
Sure. Before I answer that question, just want to give a little bit of background about who I am and about my company. So, as Sierra mentioned, I am CEO and creative consultant of AMW Marketing Design, and we are a branding, web design, and marketing coaching firm in Silver Spring, Maryland. And we specialize in helping women, primarily service based business owners, launch brands, websites, and processes that attract and convert more clients and grow six-figure businesses. So we've been around for the last 8 years. I've been running it full time for the last 2 years. I have a team, beside me. So we definitely can hook you up if you're looking, to get your business and brand off the ground or to rebrand. So to go back, sorry, just wanted to put that in there. But
No problem.
to go back to your question, so in regards to personal brands versus business brands, so that's something that can be very confusing for a lot of entrepreneurs when you're starting off. Just to take a step back and define basically what those two are. When you have a personal brand, you basically are promoting yourself for your company or for whatever business that you have. So when you see people's websites and their websites are their name, they have a personal brand. And then on social media, when you see somebody that's promoting themselves as themselves and it's just their name, not their company name, that's a personal brand. On the flip side, a business brand is when you have, an identity, a unique identity that is separate from your name. And there's a lot of benefits and there are a few drawbacks to both sides of it. But I would say the best rule of thumb is if you are considering selling your company at any point in time, you want to make sure you have a business brand established because it's very hard to sell your name. I mean, maybe someone's done it before. I haven't heard. Might need the legal, advice. But yeah, so if you're ever thinking of building a company that you one day will sell, it's important that you establish a company with a business name. And you still can have a personal brand, but you just want to make sure that you have a business brand as well.
Our next question is, a good product or service is nothing if people don't know you exist. What are some of the best ways to market yourself and your business to get noticed?
Yeah, so just to start, before we even talk about marketing ourselves, there's some things that need to happen before. So if you have a brand new company, I know the draw is let me get on social media, let me, put myself out there and market. But if you haven't done the back end work, which is your competitive research, your brand voice, and knowing who your target customer is, you're wasting your time promoting on social media. So make sure that you do that research. And basically, competitive research is looking into who are your competitors doing the same thing that you're doing in your market, locally, nationally, and how are you going to differentiate yourself from them? Target customer, that's identifying who your target customers, also known as a persona, is, and really knowing them intimately, what their motivations are, what challenges do they have, and why would they need a service like yours. And then the last part was the brand voice, making sure that you know what your brand personality is for your company or for a personal brand. You need to have a consistent personality and tone to your messaging. So once you have all that established, then you can start marketing. So I recommend marketing on social media. Um, through email. If you're posting on social media, try and post at least one time a day. Um, in Monday through Friday is really important, but the weekend is good too. And then you also, if you're emailing a list, make sure you try and email at least once a week. And you should try and get a free lead capture or something that you can create. It can be an e-guide, an ebook, a webinar. Have something free so that you can promote so you can get people's emails.
Let's talk a little bit about what makes an effective web design for new businesses, as well as those looking to expand. What should entrepreneurs keep in mind?
Yeah, so for an effective web design, one of the important things I would say one of the most important things is that your copywriting is really good. So that's, what are you actually saying on the site? You want to make sure that the copywriting on there is conversion focused, which means that it leads people to take an action when they're reading it. So make sure that it's conversion focused, make sure that it's in your brand voice, make sure it's highlighting um, either the challenges that your target customer is facing, well, not either, both the challenges that your target customer is facing as well as the where they want to go from there, and that works for products and service companies. Um, so once you have that, the copywriting is important. Your imagery is important. You should have a professional photo shoot, and the pictures that you're posting should not be selfies off your phone. They should be professional, high resolution photos. Ideally, sharing your personality on there. And then I would say the final important thing is having a call to action. So the call to action could be for them to download your e-guide. It could be for them to schedule a consultation call with you, fill out a contact form. Make sure you're calling that out and it's really clear on what that next step is that you want people to do.
And what forms of social media do you find most valuable for someone looking to grow his or her business?
So there's a lot going on with social media right now, especially during this pandemic. I'm sure if you're a millennial like me, you probably have heard a lot of buzz around Clubhouse and TikTok. So those platforms, I've heard of a lot of people getting leads on them. For Clubhouse, I know you have to kind of get in the spotlight, so you need to be speaking in a room that you're in to get the leads. But if you're like a early adapter and you're really good with figuring out new platforms, there's a great opportunity there. Um, and then if you're on the other side of it, where you like to stay where you feel a little bit more comfortable, which is me too. Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, those are still really good platforms to engage in. Try and go live as often as possible because when you post on the feed, a lot of times our posts get buried. So if you go live, people are more likely to see it, and you could just share your post that was in your feed in the live if you want to. And then two platforms that people often overlook but are actually probably even better than the Facebook and Instagrams and the Twitter is YouTube and Pinterest. YouTube and Pinterest are both like search engines like Google. So YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. So if you create content on YouTube especially with a really strong title, people are searching for those topics and they're going to just find you randomly, and then they're going to keep looking like, oh, who is this person? If your content's good, who's this person? Oh, where's their website? And so you can build a lot of leads there. And the same thing for Pinterest. People are searching for everything there, and it's indexed really well, so you'll be found really easily. So you can use Pinterest. It can get a little confusing, but you can use it to share blog posts. You can share your e-guide. You can share videos from YouTube or wherever else. So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for your advice. Due to
Mhm.
time, I want to open it up to the floor just to make sure that everyone gets their opportunity to ask any last minute questions before our event is over. Um,